Hey folks, I just got some disturbing information about why some of these truckers are going to be parking their trucks really soon. I ran across some of this information and stuff after I've been talking with my next door neighbor here, and he was telling me that there's a lot of issues that are going on out there on the road. He used to be a long haul driver, and now he runs just the state of Florida. He doesn't go out of the state of Florida at all. Doesn't pay for him to do that anymore, and he was able to find a company where he runs loads here in Florida from Miami to Jacksonville or wherever they need to go, but he doesn't leave the state. It's important for everyone to understand about what is taking place out there between the high prices of the diesel fuel and the shortage of the DEF. Now, he was also telling me that a lot of places are limiting a lot of these over-the-road drivers to 5 gallons of DEF. All right, now I'm going to go in more detail about how far they can go on a gallon of DEF and everything else. Here shortly, I'm going to cover a lot of different things on this particular issue. This could really turn around and bite us in the rear end, folks, because the rail systems, as you're going to hear here in a second, they're just not they're not moving the goods like they used to. The Union Pacific is one of the ones that is in charge of moving a lot of these big tankers and stuff on the rails and taking them to different areas of the country, and it's just not happening at a fast enough pace to keep up with demand. You see, most of these trucks, they all have to have DEF to run. Any diesel vehicle that has been produced after 2010 has to have this DEF in its system in order to run. The vehicle will not run without it. Now let's go into a little bit of detail here. It is also important for you to understand you don't refill an empty DEF tank, the engine will automatically shut down. It just stops. All right? And you don't want to be stranded somewhere if you have an empty DEF tank, because it's not sold everywhere. So it's not like you can walk into 7-Eleven and buy it or something like that. Now I'm going to give you some places where you can get this. The most common places to buy this stuff at is like Travel Centers of America, Walmart, Target, Lowe's, Travel Shop, SAAPP Brothers, Flying J Truck Stops, Petrol Stop Centers, Pilot Travel Centers, O'Reilly's, Napa, and Advance Auto Parts. Now, one thing to remember, 1 gallon of DEF will last between 300 to 500 miles based on your vehicle. For about every 50 gallons of diesel fuel that you burn, you're going to need about a gallon of DEF. And if you buy it at Walmart, I looked it up online to see how much they charge for it there. For a 2.5 gallon jug, it's $12. So that has gone way up in price, folks. Now I'm going to break this down for you just a little bit. I had to do some math here. All right, this is for heavy duty equipment, and this type of stuff. So the average miles for an average truck, tractor trailer on the road, all right, 120,000 miles per year. All right, miles per gallon for an average truck is about 6 miles per gallon. So that's 120,000 miles at 6 miles per gallon. So that's 20,000 gallons of diesel fuel per year. All right, so your DEF usage at 2% of fuel consumption, 400 gallons of DEF per year you're going to need. So that's 400 gallons, that's 20 gallon tank average size, that's 20 fill-ups per year, if that all makes sense. And that was for everybody that, would probably ask, well, how much do they need and how far would they get and everything else. So DEF really stands for diesel exhaust fluid, all right? That's what this is, that's what DEF stands for, folks. And the scary part is the reality for the supply chain and the agricultural system is really becoming a big time hassle here, folks. Being able to fill up your vehicles with fuel has become a luxury as sky-high prices of gas and diesel. But a new wrinkle in this stemmed from the war in Ukraine. See, this all goes back to the war once again. And the railway complications of Union Pacific could prevent diesel vehicles from running, whether they have fuel or they don't have fuel. All right, after trade between Russia and the rest of the world was cut off, and many of the industries rely on urea, are in tough spots. Now, DEF is in all diesel manufactured vehicles since 2010, which includes trucks, tractors, buses, RVs, trains. All other vehicles of the world rely on agricultural production and transportation of people, foods, and goods to anywhere in the world. All right. In 2019, Russia exported 6.98 million metric tons of urea and was the #1 exporter by a wide margin. China is another significant importer of this product. It also has cut off exports of this chemical to other countries as well. The US spent $1.2 billion on this product in imports in 2020. All right, coming in third behind India and Brazil. DEF is made of 67.5% of distilled water and 32.5% urea, and was designed to reduce environmental impacts of diesel vehicles. It is injected into the exhaust system and used to lessen the diesel emission, and without, the vehicles will not run. The lack of employees at Union Pacific Railroad has reduced the supply of DEF being transported throughout the country. Of the 300 plus million gallons of DEF the pilot supplies to industrials every year, 74% of it is moved via of the railroad, not by truck, by the railroad. Union Pacific's restrictions will keep Pilot from keeping many markets non-supplied with DEF, likely causing shortages that will sideline trucks and reduce trucking capacity. A single rail car, listen to this folks, a single rail car carries 21,500 gallons of DEF on average. A single truck generally takes in 7 gallons of DEF every time they fill up their truck. That implies that a single rail car is basically providing 3,000 trucks worth of fuel. Every rail car that gets missed in terms of DEF delivery will reduce trucking potentially by 5 million miles. And one last thought here, folks. Just as troubling will be the shortage effects on agricultural producers have fought droughts conditions, high fuel costs, a burned up wheat crop this year, not being able to turn their trucks or tractors on will be truly devastating. Food starts with the farmer, but there is no working equipment to do the harvest. It's something I ran across today in the news. I was online and I was searching for more information about what like my neighbor was explaining to me, and I found it. This isn't good, folks, and this is why we need to be prepping. There's too many eggs in the basket, and some of them are starting to break, and we need to be prepared, and we need to be ready for the next coming storm, because we're not going to be told until it's too late. So I'm Survival Preparedness for Beginners. Thank you for joining me on this video today. I truly do appreciate it. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with all your friends and family. And until next time, I'll catch you all on the flip side.